Have you ever wondered what would have happened if men fought back, especially in those cases where women decide to get physical to put a man in his place, or Karens decide to talk a lot more than they're supposed to? Well, that's what makes them Karens, isn't it? Whatever the case, we fought for equality for the longest time, and now it's time to get equal, because thankfully someone had their camera open so the world could enjoy. Welcome to today's video. Get a snack, throw out that beanbag, get comfortable, and let's see what really happens when men decide to fight back. The not-so-perfect threesome. At the sound of the word threesome, ears begin to tingle for what's believed to be an amazing experience. But for these two ladies, this particular experience is everything far from amazing. These two women probably felt their strength was in their number, but the guy definitely didn't see it that way as he handled both women like a professional. Once again, they tried to use their number against him, but that didn't seem to faze him as he had both of them tapping out in mere seconds. While he wrapped his legs around one, the other decided to jump in and try to conquer, but that wasn't any good compared to the man's strength, as all their efforts, individually and collectively, were futile. Not the perfect threesome you expected, right? Caged Soldier. The male-female featherweight match occurred in the year 2017, and it definitely had some very interesting contenders, and this was one of the cases. The woman here indeed put up some interesting offense and stood her ground with so much confidence as that of a soldier. Following that came the nightmarishly painful body blows, but you really can't expect any less, especially when you choose to throw punches with a man in a cage. If she was looking for mercy, there was no finding it in there, comrade. And this guy, on the other hand, made sure to take advantage as he clung to her till she somehow managed to do a reversal that had the crowd cheering while she delivered numerous blows to the head of her opponent. But unfortunately, that Wonder Woman moment was cut short as she got worn out. He swiftly snap grabs her and puts her in a chokehold. Now this wasn't one she could easily roll out of. Gender equality. Gender equality is something women have been fighting for the longest time, and thankfully, today, this woman was faced with a comrade who believed very much in equality and freedom to give to his as he would a fellow man. After stepping up to the ring to challenge the gentleman to a fight, the challenge was immediately accepted, and he made sure to hold back nothing as he shared his strength with every blow that he threw at her. At some point, it began to look like he was going to have mercy on her, but with her still trying to confidently show off the fact that she'd undergone all the training she needed in the Marines, he decided to give it to her as it came as he manhandled her in every way possible. Hopefully next time she'll leave her experience to when she needs to defend the country against other women instead of challenging men to action. Mic drop. Most people put up a challenge and know they're in for whatever there is. However, for some reason, this woman was convinced that the man who was her opponent was going to go easy on her, or that he wasn't going to step up to it and knock the daylight out of her. The miss probably forgot that when in the ring, all you get to do is fight, because in no time, the man went in for it as he threw numerous punches over and over again. Now, for a 46-year-old, you'd think he didn't have it in him to fight, and she must have thought the same. While he may have lost his breath once or twice, he sure wasn't done schooling her. Now, don't get me wrong, she did lift a hand or two in an attempt to throw her body blows at him, but in only seconds, he flings her across the canvas like a child. It was clear that all the man could see was just an opponent and not a gender, so he continued to give it all he got till the end. Every round that passed, she continued to make attempts to slip out of his attacks, not quickly enough as he continued to knock on her headgear. Hopefully to get her back to her senses, never to try this again. May the strongest man or woman win. Now this was a rather intense battle as these two gave their all to destroying each other on the battleground. Throughout the fight, these two took every chance to charge at each other and hit them straight to the ground as quickly as they could. Once they got to the ground, it seems as though the lady has given up. But soon you start to see her fight back with all she has against his hold on her. She shows off so much strength to the point where you can see her almost taking over the match as she plunges herself forward, attempting to break free. On a normal day, you'd think this is some sort of lover's quarrel, but with what we have here, we know it's nothing but enemy territory because this guy sure knows that she's ready to fight it to the last. But that mattered too little to him as he continued to fight and have himself wrapped around her. The lady continues to put up a fight to get out of his grip, but that's until he places her in a quick arm lock to feel nothing but pure pain, forcing her to surrender. In most cases, people see ranks as just a position, while in others like this, they see it as an increase in strength and power. How that works? Don't ask me, but the lady in this video got a rank and taught it wise to show off some muscle in front of the boys by teaching this private a lesson. At the beginning of the match, she went in with all she got and held her own for a pretty long time if you consider 12 seconds to be long. After those 12 seconds were over, the younger private did his thing and had her on the ground in no time while she could do nothing with all of the training she'd gotten. Like an alligator, he goes on to barrel roll her across the battleground while she can barely fight back or even get out of his grip. And it becomes clear to her what a mistake she's made. In a matter of seconds, this private has his superior choked out. For someone who tried teaching him a lesson, he definitely schooled her to the core. And hopefully she never attempts to intimidate anyone again. The more you look, the less you see. With this match off, you can almost swear that this woman had the upper hand at the beginning of this match, like taking candy from a baby. She takes her opponent down to the ground without mercy and shows off how much skill she possesses on the ground. However, he wasn't having any of that as he locked up her right arm while having his legs wrapped around her neck in the bid to protect himself from placing him in a chokehold, and soon went for a move that would have him for sure ended this match in seconds. However, the referee stepped in to make sure nothing happened. What would have happened if the referee hadn't stepped in and he'd placed her in a swift leg shock hold? What would have happened to the lady if the young man had succeeded? Would she have survived to challenge another man in the future? Probably not, but thankfully she was saved, and that's a good thing. But we've got to ask, what goes through the mind of these women when they choose to step up to challenge men twice their strength? And why do these men go on to accept the challenge? All I can say is proving a point may one day cost them an arm or a leg, and we can only wait till that happens. And I'll definitely be here to share it with you. Well, folks, that's all we have for today. If you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button with all you've got and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on an update. Thanks for watching.